Hi there, my name is Brenda Lavelle from Handmade Hiring, the website that teaches you how to hire superstars for creative business. Thanks for joining me in today's quick lesson on how to write job descriptions for creative business in 30 minutes or less. So here's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to define a job. And although it won't take 10 minutes here, it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to do this for yourself. We'll learn how to create an outline, how to flesh in that outline, how to add job qualifications, and then we'll learn a few pro tips with job titles, formatting your job descriptions, and some software recommendations. So let's dig in. So you may be asking, really? 30 minutes? You can write a job in 30 minutes? Well, the truth is this. Writing a job description is as hard or as simple as you choose to make it. And you can't write all job descriptions in 30 minutes. I can't write a CEO job description in 30 minutes. But for part-time help for your creative business, yeah, you can totally rock out a job description in 20 to 30 minutes. So the first step is to define the work, define the job. What work do you need done? Do you need help with order fulfillment, editing blog posts, updating product listings, scheduling coaching sessions? And then what makes sense together in one job? Order fulfillment and scheduling sessions are both administrative. Those make sense together. Editing posts and listings are a different skill set. Those might not make as much sense together with order fulfillment and scheduling sessions. So right now I want you to create a list, hit pause, and just spend 1 or 2 minutes listing possible work for your business. You don't have to use examples from other businesses. Just think about the work that you have. I'll be right here. Go ahead and hit pause. So now that you've created your list, let's organize that list. So you can see the examples that I used on the right under a column called work. So the examples I used are answering phone, opening and sorting mail, completing a shipping supply inventory every Monday, placing the order for shipping supplies every Monday, and then on Tuesdays receiving and stocking the new shipping supplies. And then on the left of that, each of those tasks is going to get a category assigned to it, which I've done here. So answering phone and opening and sorting mail are both clerical. And then the other 3 all involve shipping, so I called it shipping support. Don't get too hung up on the name of the category. Just use categories that make sense to you. This isn't rocket science. It's what makes sense to you. And by doing this, by creating work and then categories, we have just about created an outline. See how smart that was? And see how your life is suddenly becoming much simpler? So let's go ahead and create an outline. So the clerical support and the shipping support examples, which are the categories, I've made the top level of the outline. So number 1 is clerical support, number 2 is shipping support, and then each of those job tasks, those work tasks, that we originally came up with is a bullet point under those first levels. That's all you have to do. Copy and paste from, if you've used an electronic document, copy and paste to create an outline. And if you use pencil and paper, then just copy those right over using your handy pencil and paper and you have an outline. But let's make that outline a little more detailed. So you can see in red text here some additional detail that I added. So under number 1, clerical support, I've added clerical and administrative support. I also added for number A, or letter A, answer phone and return voicemail messages. And it is okay, in fact I highly recommend adding that level of detail. Then under opening and sorting mail, if these are things that you want done, then add organizing bills and invoices by the due date, filing paid bills and invoices, receiving and stocking supply shipments. So whatever makes sense for you, for your business, for your work, go ahead and add that detail. So when you have a fully filled in, fleshed in outline, you can add qualifications. And qualifications are the skills, education, and experience that your job requires. Think about how much training you're willing and able to provide. Keep in mind that the more experience you require, the higher salary the job will command, but the more experience you require, the more immediate value your employee can add. But the more experience you require, you still have to provide training in your own processes. So for instance, hopefully everybody knows how to answer a phone, but does answering your phones require special experience? Do you use VoIP, voice over IP phone? And if you don't know what that is, you don't use it. Do you use Skype or Google online phones? Do you have a multi-line phone? Is there a particular way you want the phone answered? Whatever your processes are, you will have to do some kind of training. So let's think about our job and think about organizing and filing data and office supplies. So there might be some qualifications associated with that. We definitely want someone with attention to detail. You don't want things misfiled or poorly organized. You want someone to demonstrate, not just tell you that they have the ability, but to demonstrate that they have the ability to keep data and supplies organized, because they'll be carrying supply boxes around. The ability to lift and carry up to 25 pounds. And you do want to include that in your job description. That's very important. But don't add qualifications just for the sake of doing so. Every qualification has to be based on the work that you have in the job description, and it's going to determine who you interview and who you hire. So for our job, maybe what we add is that the work hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 2, if those are your work hours in the schedule. And if you don't have set work hours and schedule, you can simply say that the work hours and schedule are flexible. That you must demonstrate attention to detail, self-motivation, which I would want you to include in every job description, by the way, professionalism, and the ability to lift and carry up to 25 pounds. And for this job, none of the work that I listed really requires clerical experience, but I could say prefers. So I am going to say that we prefer 6 months of clerical experience in a professional office environment, including answering phones, sorting mail, and managing supply inventory. And so let's move on to pro tips. First thing is, don't forget to give your job a title. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be super clever. Just call it as it is. Office assistant, shipping coordinator, blog editor. Include what the work is, office, shipping, blog, and what the person does, assist, coordinate, edit. For the formatting for your job, it doesn't have to be really fancy. It can be a really simple outline, exactly what we wrote, an outline in a text file. But you could also make it a super cool formatted Word document converted into a PDF. A formatted job description will make you look even more professional than you already are. You can incorporate consistent branding and formatting. But you don't need expensive software to write a job description. Every computer has a pre-installed Notepad or text editor. You can use that. Or open up something in Google Documents. You can use that. Free, online. Use OpenOffice, free open source software that you can download to your computer. I personally use Microsoft Office simply because I already own a license. You can convert your document into PDF. If you're a Mac user, it's really simple to convert to PDF. Go to print your document, but instead of printing, look in the lower left corner of the print box and you'll see something about printing to or saving as PDF. Go ahead and click on that. For PC users, if you have Adobe Acrobat, not Reader, but Acrobat installed on your computer, you can use that. It is something you have to purchase, and there's the link. Or you can download Primo PDF, a free program, and use that. Or just Google free PDF converter and use one of those. So you now see that you can write a job description in 30 minutes or less. Now you believe me. Job descriptions need the work that will be performed organized into categories and an outline, the necessary, required, and preferred qualifications that's based on the actual work, a job title. You can use any word processing software from Office to OpenOffice to Google Documents to just a text editor or your Notepad. You can spiff up your description if you want. It's not required. You can use professional looking formatting and convert it into PDF. And we're done. I'd love to hear job creation questions. Share your question or takeaway from this webinar in the comments below, and please stay in touch. I'm at twitter.com@BrendaLaValle. That's my username, Brenda Lavelle. Of course, handmadehiring.com, and my email address, send me an email anytime, is brenda@handmadehiring.com. Thank you very much, and stay tuned because there will be much more training coming down the pike.